Hello?
Hey, is this Frank Grillo?
Yeah.
Hey. Welcome to Ham Radio.
There you go. Frank Grillo, by the way, the star of the brand new movie Werewolves.
Okay.
And we had to explain to Joe, who watches Tulsa King.
I love this show.
We had to explain who you were because he is a very old man and doesn't remember. He goes, I love that guy.
It's true.
After we told him who you were.
I didn't give away the spoiler.
He didn't give away the spoiler. And Frank is not going to give it away either.
All right.
The final episode was classic. Didn't expect it. Came up really good.
Joe, stop talking.
I'll be good.
I have to talk to Frank Grillo.
Okay.
He's a very busy man. He not only is he in the movie Werewolves, which, by the way, outstanding movie. I watched it the other day. Outstanding movie.
Thanks, man.
Dude, it really is. It's the perfect blend of a horror movie and an action movie put together. Like, it really, truly is.
It's like the Purge.
It's like the Purge.
It's like the Purge movie.
Like the Purge, but I think you're a little bit more badass in these movies than the Purge. I don't want to ruin all your franchises that you have, Frank. But I think that you're a little bit more badass in this one. I'm just saying, especially, by the way, everybody, watch the whole movie, get to the end, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Frank is a badass. That's all I'm going to say in this. Also, he is also now, which, by the way, this is what I really, truly want to talk about. I love this movie, Werewolves. But I got to tell you, I also got to watch all of Creature Commandos, which starts tomorrow on Max. DC sent everything.
Oh, wow.
And let me tell you, dude, in animated form, you kick ass. Like, it's hysterical.
Well, I wish I looked like that, man, in real life.
Well, minus the hair. The hair is a little high in your cartoon version. Your hair is like touching the ceiling a little bit. But
it's big hair.
Yeah, very big hair. Let me tell you right now, James Gunn should be given a medal because I think he truly understands the DC universe and understands how to deliver it to an audience because between the whole thing, and I'm embargoed, guys, everyone pay attention, it's a legal thing. I can't tell you any of the stuff that goes on with Creature Commandos, except it does explain the future direction of the DC universe. You got to pay very close attention. There's a lot of... I'm talking about from the first scene, you can see where they're headed with the whole DC universe. Now, I got to ask Frank Grillo, who's our guest. Frank, you are now like the cornerstone of the DC universe. And it's crazy because you're in everything. Me and Billy were going over the list before. You're in the new Superman movie coming out in what is that? July. You're in You're in Peacemaker season 2. Are you in anything else going down the pike? You don't have to get.
There is nothing else yet for DC. I know they're doing Green Lantern as a series. I'm not part of that.
You're not going to space.
What's that?
You're not going to space.
No, I'm not.
Come on, Rick Flag in space.
I have other things I have to do in my life.
Oh, all right, fine. But I mean, so I got to ask because you are quoted as saying that you saw the trailer for Superman and it gave you goosebumps.
Yeah, I was misquoted as I saw an early version of Gunn's
trailer,
rough cut of the trailer. Yes, and it gave me goosebumps. But they didn't finish why it gave me goosebumps. It's because it did remind me of, and I was a kid when this came out, of Christopher Reeves in Superman.
Nice.
There was a level of nostalgia that I felt, and I think David really just personifies at least my idea of what Superman is. And I know there's a lot of, I'm not really involved very much in the goings on of what fans and so forth say about Cavill and Zack Snyder, and I didn't see those movies, and so I know there's always a lot of negative comments when it comes to when somebody else takes over a franchise.
Of course.
But I got to tell you, Gunn, in my opinion, he's a singular talent. He understands the world like nobody else. He understands how to create the drama, the tension, and the levity. And, he did it with Creature Commandos. He did it with an animated series. I mean, and he understands how to do the action in a way that is unapologetic as well. So, I think I've not obviously seen. I know they're doing screen tests for Superman, but I would bet the bank. I would bet my money. I would bet my house that the Superman that James Gunn is about to unveil in July is going to be fantastic.
All right, Frank, if it doesn't do fantastic, can I have your house?
You can have it along with the mortgage.
Nice! Wait a minute, I just got fucked, didn't I? Shit. All right, but let me tell you, because this is the part where we kiss James Gunn's ass, because let me tell you, every episode of Creature Commando had me freaking riveted. I sat there going, this is what the DC Universe needs to be. You have the perfect blend, and he doesn't, like Frank was just saying, he doesn't even hold back. There's blood, there's guts, there's sex. I mean, somebody who might be on the phone right now has a sex scene as an animated person. I'm not saying who, but somebody.
Yeah, he absolutely does. I mean, and I got to tell you, even that he did unapologetically. And
exactly.
Look, I always tell people, if first of all, I was a huge fan of the Guardians movies. I loved his versions of what a superhero movie is. And I have to tell you, man, this is an animated series. This is their first kind of introduction to the DC Universe in an animated series.
Yeah.
And he wrote these scripts during COVID. So, this guy is a genius. I don't use that word, unless I'm talking about very specific people. He's a genius. His mind, he's the mad professor. And I'm in for a pound, in for a penny, in for a pound with this guy.
Damn right.
I'm telling you, I'm going to ride his coattails. I'm riding his coattails till he kicks me off the train.
Hey, look! Is there room on the coattails for me? Get him on the show. Call your friend up. Say, hey, you're a genius. This other guy I know I just talked to, he's a genius too. Let's get them together.
He said he only used it with specific people.
Yes, I love it. Look, I'm trying to be one of the people. Shut up, Ricky. The fact of the matter is which also brings us in a roundabout way. I mean, we will get to Werewolves, which by the way opens this Friday. Well, tomorrow actually. You can go Thursday.
That's right.
It's playing. I have you go to werewolvesmovie.com. It will give you the exact theaters where it's playing in your area. All you got to do is type in your thing. I got it right now on the screen. And let me tell you, the same way that you are in Creature Commandos and in other movies that you're in, the reason, by the way, that I think that you are a legitimate action star, let me tell you why. You have this weird ability to make it believable. I don't know if it's in the scripts that you get or whatever, but you fuck up occasionally. Like most action guys don't fuck up, and then you try to fix it, and it's in all your movies. You're not the perfect guy.
You're human.
But that's the thing. In Stallone, they had the perfect. You know what I mean? You're like, hey, I'm gonna hold on. I know we went down the wrong street. Let's fix this. And you always, and it makes it believable, especially when you're fighting the werewolves.
Yeah, look, my career is interesting. I didn't start this when I was 21 years old, and so based on the stuff that I get offered, and some people get angry at me. They're like, "Oh, you schlocky, you did this schlocky thing." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm a father of 3. I got 2 ex-wives. At the end of the day, remember one thing: it's my fucking job.
Damn right.
You know why it's my job? Because I need to make money. So, given
He's
what
got a
is
mortgage.
presented to me, and all right, 2 mortgages, and offered to me, I got it. A lot of times, I got to take a C-level script, and I have to make it work. I have to. And so, my jam is this, brother. Everything I approach it as if I was working with David Fincher or I was working with Martin Scorsese, and I make it as important as it has to be. And my jam is let's make it real, let's make it authentic, from the fighting, to the one-liners. Try to sell it as a guy who could relate to everybody who's watching this silly movie. And there you have it.
that's exactly that's how you come off.
I really do,
dude. It really is. I noticed it. I take it as the compliment. It is because it is exactly that. I watched you. You were in another movie. I know we're supposed to be talking about werewolves in DC, but let's talk. You were in a movie called Black. I think it's called Black and Blue.
Oh yeah,
yeah. With the girl, she's the cop. She witnesses a murder, and it's on her. Cop. Yeah. And I didn't even. I had never seen that movie. It was the weirdest thing, by the way. I had to watch all this shit with you in it, and then you were also on my cable box. And magically, like you're on that, you're in my computer because I got to watch the Creature Commandos. Frank Grillo was everywhere in my life over the weekend, and let me tell you,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. You have 2 mortgages. You have shit to do. Now, I'm watching the movie though, and even in that, you're coming like you have this, like they're chasing after the girl because they're the dirty cops and they got to fucking get over. You mean like, and you literally have. By the way. As we're saying this, Creature Commandos commercial on the big screen. Do you see what I'm saying? Frank Grillo is everywhere. He's everywhere. But in that movie, you're literally like they lose the girl. You guys fuck up, and then you try to fix it.
I've seen the
very good
Black
movie.
And Blue, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Right there you go. There's the algorithm.
Yes,
there it is.
I'm Frank Grillo. I fuck it up and then I fix it. Frank Grillo. Hey, I'm telling you, outstanding. Like you are. That's the thing. You're an underrated actor to begin with, but you're a tremendous action star. That's why werewolves. Besides how cool the werewolves look, by the way, in this movie, they look dope because the coolest thing that you guys did in this movie was no matter what the werewolf was before, like so they're like wearing stuff. So the werewolves have part clothes on. So like one dude had a bulletproof vest, the other one's wearing like
Well, hey, one of them. I think it was me actually.
It might be.
I can't even say it. At one point I put my brother's necklace on, which fits me as a human being. It's a regular necklace. And then when you see me as another thing, the necklace goes all the way down to my waist. So I'm like. Somebody missed something.
Well, that's the thing. These werewolves. By the way, I'm pro werewolf. I don't like vampires. I think werewolves are better. So this movie fits my demographic automatically. So before I was even having you on, I saw the trailer. I'm like, dude, I want to watch this movie. And then I was lucky enough to get the screener. I got to watch the movie, and now you're on my show. So it's outstanding.
I love it.
But the thing is, like, the werewolves look so fucking amazing, and the special effects for this movie, these werewolves, and they all look different. Not one of them looks exactly the same. They all have, like, one has longer arms, different legs.
Yeah.
They all different shapes and sizes of wolves.
They're like, yep. They're Alex Gillis, who did, he did Alien and Predator and Pumpkinhead. He did a bunch of, he's like top of the food chain when it comes to making these cuts. He made these things, and the idea was let's make their personalities that they were as humans kind of, and this is all just a bunch of fun. We're just having fun with this, right? And let's make the werewolves a little campy.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what the goal was. Look, this is a moderately budgeted film. I think it was about $10 million, and we did all practical effects. It was independently shot and independently distributed through Briarcliff, and it's a real independent genre movie. And if somebody's going to go in there and kind of break it down like it's Oppenheimer, it's silly. This is if you're into this, go see it. If you're not into it, don't go see it. Like it's. Like you're saying, you're all in for Werewolf. Yeah. I'm the same way. I love, Escape from New York. I love the campiness of Warriors. And you know what I mean? And so if I'm not to say I want to sit down and that's every movie I want to watch, but when a good one comes on, I want to see it. And it has. I think we did a pretty good job with this, and I think it's a bunch of fun and it's 90 minutes of let's sit down, eat some bad food, and watch these werewolves.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a perfect popcorn movie That's what it is. You're sitting there and you're watching it. You're just getting. First off, it doesn't even look like it costs $10 million. Like it doesn't even look like it's a. I know how you're like, oh, it's a lower budget, kind of. It doesn't come off as that. The practical effects, amazing. How the transformation first off of the werewolves. I can't give out too much information to the audience, but there's a reason why that this is happening. And the transformation of these people that become the werewolves is outstanding to watch. That looks freaking amazing. That's where probably most of that $10 million went because the special effects in this are amazing. Then
most of it went to me.
Oh, okay. It went to Frank Grillo and catering. That's where it went to. He likes little crackers and cheese. But it is a great look. I'm not saying it just because you're in the freaking on the show. It literally is a good movie. Like if it sucked, I would have just started talking about DC and only DC. This stuff over here it's a great movie.
By the way, if it sucked, I would not be promoting it.
Yeah,
I've done enough movies. I've done a lot of movies. Some of them suck. Not my fault. I just act in them. I don't make the movies. And so I choose not to promote them because I don't think the filmmaker did a great job, right? Yeah. But I really think that Stephen Miller and Miles Estelle, the producer, I think they put a lot of time and energy and money into the post-production of this. I think it's a 98-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle. And like I said, if it's your jam and you've already seen Gladiator, there's Werewolves.
There you go. Now, if the werewolves show up in Gladiator, that's where you got the money. Right there.
By the way,
yes,
with the sharks, the werewolves aren't too far behind.
No, it's not. You can have a werewolf NATO. The other thing, by the way, little clever thing that they did. I don't know if anyone else caught this, but because I am a werewolf lover, one of the other actors in the movie, Lou Diamond Phillips, was in not just La Bamba, Joe. He was in a movie. He was in a TV show called Wolf's Lake, which was about werewolves.
Yeah. He's a great actor.
But that's how they sneak him in as the head scientist, and he literally, and you're like, oh, so it's like somebody was watching something else with werewolves and was like, we need Lou Diamond Phillips in there. So the cast, by the way, plays your brother's wife because she's hot.
Oh, that's Ilfanesh Vera. She's on the show Godfather of Harlem. She's in a lot of really good movies. In supporting roles. Terrific actress. I mean, she really had to sell that whole thing inside the house. And, first of all, she's as talented as she's beautiful, and just a badass. And we had a great time. So is Katrina Law. Who plays the other scientist. She's also a martial artist, and I got her into jiu-jitsu with Higan Machado, and she still does it. And so these two ladies were real formidable counterparts for me.
What was fun, by the way, another thing I did look at with Frank, you did something with like Men's Health or something. They come to your house and everything. I got to say, dude, you are freaking ripped. You are like marble. You're like carved out of marble and shit. How? Because now I'm on a weightlifting journey now. What is it going to take for my fat ass to look like you?
How old are you?
I will be 45 in a couple of days.
Okay, so you're still kind of young, right?
I'm still kind of young.
How much do you eat in the course of the day?
Actually, less now. I've lost a buttload of weight, so I do eat less now.
Half a cow.
Great.
Not half a cow.
Great.
I'm up to a quarter of a cow.
And how much do you train? What is your training?
Every day at the gym, 6 o'clock in the morning, working out, doing the bench, doing machines, cardio, stuff like that. I also have done martial arts as well.
Great. So there you go. I train the same way for the last 30 years. I basically box. I used to, either it was jiu-jitsu or I do boxing now every day for 2 hours with my buddy Justin Fortune, who trained Manny Pacquiao. And then at night, or with him later, after boxing, I'll do strength and conditioning. But I only eat once a day. primarily. I eat at about 5 o'clock, and I'm usually eating a bunch of meat and maybe a sweet potato, and so I keep my calorie intake fairly consistent. And then, after about 7 o'clock, there's no food anymore until I wake up and start the whole day again the next day. So there's a lot of fasting, and there you go. But, people think it gets harder when you're older. It kind of doesn't. Your body will react very quickly, and it really can. I mean, listen, I kind of hover around 6% body fat. I don't know that you need to do that.
No, I don't.
But you can get yourself to a place. Plus, I stopped drinking booze. No more vino. Yeah, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's just, if you know what it's about, brother, it's about consistency, like anything else. You just got to be consistent with your diet and your training, and you get results.
I was telling Billy on my show, you have those. You're in shape. Frank Grillo has, by the way, the side muscles. Like, I don't know what they're called because I've never had them. The side muscles, like everybody now, they all have the abs. Everybody has the abs. Zach Efron has abs. Everybody has the abs. It's that side muscle right under the pec that you're like, that guy's in fucking shape.
Oh, yeah.
Those wings.
Yeah. They're like, I don't know what they're called because I don't have them.
It's all about being lean, man. It's about being lean, and now I'm kind of like an old piece of rope. And my body just knows one way to be. So it's easy for me now to maintain it.
That's one hell of a piece of fucking rope.
I'm going to do a movie where I play a grieving widower with 2 daughters.
Uh-huh.
And
so
there'll be no abs.
No, there'll be no abs. Do you want me to fill in for you? Like they can with CGI, they can put my body on your face. I mean, whatever you want to do.
Man, let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm in.
Well, that would be a makeup job.
Playing Frank Grillo's stomach, Uncle Eddie. All right. So one other question about DC, and then I'm going to let you go because we're honored to even have you on the program. Peacemaker Season 2. What can you tell me? Because me and Billy are both fans of Peacemaker Season 1. We love John Cena. By the way, yet again, still love James Gunn. Want to get him on the show. Because that show, to me, was even before Creature Commandos, showed you where they wanted to go with the DC Universe. I know they had Suicide Squad and everything else, but that TV show kind of set the table, so to speak. So you're in Season 2, and you're still playing Rick Flag Sr.,
Yeah, I play Rick Flex Sr. and everything.
Yeah.
And, I'm kind of like the connective tissue in a lot of this stuff.
Nice.
Like, I mean, I just keep saying this is the only thing I could relate it to is like the Nick Fury character in Marvel with Sam Jackson.
I didn't want to bring it up because I was told not to say the M word.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, I'm the same character. There are some changes in my responsibility and what my job is in the DCU. So,
okay.
But yeah, there's a reason why Peacemaker and Superman are coming out around the same time. It's because they kind of inform each other. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant the way he's telling these stories and how he's telling them and how he's delivering all of the kind of the things that need to connect. I just find it really fast. His mind is. I'm really amazed at him, the way his mind works.
I agree.
He's really like a computer. Feige is the same. I don't want to go into the.
It's
M-world,
okay.
but there are some of these guys that really understand the mythology of these superhero worlds and universes to the point where it's kind of mind blowing. It's kind of like, X's and O's, and it's like I don't know how they're figuring this out, but I just kind of show up, man. I don't even have to change a word. Not that he'd let me, but it's actor proof. It's actor proof. And Peacemaker 2, I think, is even better than Peacemaker 1, Season 1. It's really fucking great.
Well, and that's the thing. Me and Billy both loved Peacemakers, and not just because we're John Cena fans and everything. We literally liked it caught us because of the writing, and that's James Gunn,
And the music.
And the music, and that's what I'm saying. He puts every drop of and yet again, we're blowing James Gunn again, but what the fuck? Why not? The guy literally,
Why not?
Because I believe he's a super fan who understands how to weave this tapestry. That's what they need. That's what the DC universe needed before. They kind of rushed into everything, and you were talking about all the other movies. They were so much darker and so much like bleh, and it didn't work. It just didn't work.
No, they didn't. I once again, I mentioned something and it gets blown out of proportion. Yeah. I said, I think the reason why Marvel ran into a problem is because they spread themselves very thin.
I agree.
I think the scripts weren't where they needed to be.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that as an observer. Right away, it's like Frank Grillo knows why Marvel's failing. Right. I'm like, wait a minute. How do you get that from that? What I'm trying to say is, and look, Kevin Feige sits on top of a throne that very few people can ever, achieve that level of success. And I think they know it too, is that they just spread themselves too thin, and they didn't have the story. And I think Gunn just came out recently and said, I'm not moving forward unless the script is perfect.
Exactly.
Unless we have the script ready to go. And look, there's three things that you need when you're making a movie. Script, and script.
And if you have a script, that helps too. That's the thing about it is...
It does, but I got to tell you something, brother. With a great script, you could pretty much cast who you want because it's so good. And if you look, I'm talking about somebody who is capable.
Yeah.
But it really is. It's about what's on the page. It really is about what's on the page, especially with fans who are so rabid and understand the genesis of a lot of these stories. You got to get the script right.
You do, and I think that the DC universe in James Gunn's hands is going to be the right answer for the DC universe. And if Creature Commandos is any inclination of where it's headed, I cannot wait to be on this fucking ride along with Frank Grillo, star of Werewolves, who, by the way, comes out this weekend. You got to check that out. But also go on Max and start watching tomorrow. Start watching Creature Commandos.
Yep.
You will, if you are a fan of DC at all, you will not be disappointed at all. And especially with Frank Grillo as Rick Flag Sr., because it explains and wraps up a whole bunch of shit from other stories that have taken place. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep.
It does do that.
Great.
Frank, first off, I am honored for you to be on my show. Thank you for being here, sir. You're one hell of a dude. Werewolves is amazing. The DC ride is amazing. Can't wait for you to get James Gunn on my show, and we love you.
Okay.
All right, buddy?
Next time, listen, when Peacemaker's coming down the pike and Superman, I'll get him on with me.
You know what? Let's do it. Let's make it happen, brother.
Okay.
All right, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
The linchpin of the
You guys
DC
are
universe.
great, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you and yours,
too,
man.
bro.
And you know what?
Okay.
Pay that mortgage. All right, buddy?
I got you, baby.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Stay away from the vino. Stay away from the vino.